Testing, testing. Testicles, testicles. Hercules, Hercules. Deion Sanders is embracing and lives in the era of the transfer portal and the NIL, a world where the volatility of a team is similar or even worse than some NFL free agencies. He's living in a world and an era in coaching and attempting to lead young men in an era where they can possibly be making more money than the people blowing the whistles. Dog. Look, man, you can call it prop, you can call it reality, you can call it whatever you want to do, but Deion Sanders in Colorado has definitely have some motion in the ocean. I don't think it's that big of an issue. I think it's more so of a new age coach being able to accept, embrace, and take a new step in the right direction when it comes to reforming a basically dead program in that of Colorado. It takes I feel a lot, right, to be able to really truly say, hey, we turned around this whole ship is done XYZ. It doesn't really happen in a lot of one season. It doesn't happen in 3 seasons. Even if you're someone like on a professional level, like the Texans, who appear to in one season turn everything around. Those draft picks were accrued over time, over years, over situations, over Deshaun Watson's goofy getting traded up out of there. But whatever happens to it, it's clear that this collegiate landscape is starting to be or feel reminiscent of those professional landscapes, right? To put it swiftly, to put it bluntly, we have Cormani McClain, a very, very highly touted, I was about to say draft pick, highly touted athlete prospect to go alongside Travis Hunter in the secondary. Somebody who I believe is a true freshman last year, and not only just a true freshman, but someone who, like I said, Coach Prime, a lot of other people had a lot of hype, a lot of buildup around. The interesting thing about Cormani McClain is the fact that he truly was a top tier prospect that Deion Sanders was able to get. So for it and for him to be in the situation where he's sitting here and out and gone and finding new, better pastures. To be honest with you, if you kept up with Colorado football, it's not surprising. It's just an interesting look. It's an interesting way. Another thing that was pretty interesting, as we talk about optics and views, is this little situation on Instagram. Shiloh Sanders, boom, defense DM me. Offensive transfer DM me. This is not last chance you. Now, people were upset about this, and I'm upset that people are upset. What are you mad at? What are y'all upset that he's passionate about his team and he wants to get good transfers in? Bro, this is not a good look. He's running this program like a frat party now. Respectfully, they aren't experiencing any loss with these transfers. Transfer get this spots already taken. Alright, look, I don't care. Like, what's wrong with this? I'm sorry that the NCAA hasn't set up any tampering rules or any clear tampering rules when it comes to the transfer portal. At least good enough, not that someone posting just some Instagram shit is probably no violation. It's not Shiloh's fault that Colorado doesn't do XYZ to make it stop. What is the problem with him posting on his story? Hey, we open for business. Just like my father does, just like everybody else does. I'm part of this team and I want this team to be great. Y'all got an offer, y'all want to come in here, DM me. Hey, y'all know who to hit up if y'all trying to be in office. To be honest with you, this is more like a joke. Again, I'm not sure. I don't know if y'all know. And I get it. A lot of people who frequent Twitter very often, like they've never heard a joke, they've never touched a woman. They take everything at face value and think everything is just this serious problem. This seems like a joke. Hey, DM me to get the transfers in. The fuck, like, the nigga can't make a joke. This is not last chance you. You know why he's talking about Last Chance U? Because a certain fake coach, a certain Netflix coach, likes having Colorado's cock and balls in his mouth every 2 days, Coach JB. Someone who says he has friends and uncles and nieces and whatever all in the NFL, but has never coached in the NFL, Coach JB. Someone whose only time that we've seen coach, okay, only verified shit that we got is on a motherfucking reality TV show. So, a bullshit fake reality TV coach, for all I know, right, seems to be gargling Colorado's balls pretty often. So that's what that little situation is. So for people to be taking this seriously and to taking it like a problem, and you know what you mean by that? Never seen a team so desperate. It's just like, I get it, man. They're fun to hate on. It's a fun team to hate on. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And this is apparently Miss Cormani McClain's mother. And just to let y'all know, I mean, this has been well documented. Cormani McClain was having issues showing up to class, watching film, with discipline and stuff like that. So this is going to be painted, right? Cormani McClain's transfer is going to be painted as, oh my God, he's losing this big whatever. It's just like, he's a guy who wasn't bought in the first place. There's some people, some Alabama guys, who think that he might have been a guy that was asking for $800,000 one time, but I don't know. We ain't gonna get into all that. We ain't gonna get into all that, man. We ain't getting into all that, man. What we do want to get into, and I hate to do it like this because this TikTok was supposed to be pulled up already, but what I do, huh? I fluffed it. I fluffed it up, but we're gonna hop right into where? Oh no. Oh no. Where is it? Boys, I lost it. I just had it. Okay. Oh, it's literally right here. I can't believe I just wasted. If anybody want to jump. I just wasted all that time, man. Wasted all that time. But we're back on track here. Jeez Louise. That's what editing's for, boys. Back into it. But no, like, no one should be surprised by this. No one should be alarmed by this, right? And even look at this little situation here, this little video, right? It seems that Deion got what he asked for, right?
Go, you know flat out get it. You know what the day is? Portal day. It's portal day. If anybody want to jump. If anybody want to ride. What y'all want to do? Ride. What y'all want to do? Ride. Did I hear somebody say jump? Jump and ride. What y'all want to do? Ride. What y'all want to do?
So it's clear that, you know, the messaging that Deion Sanders wants to have and Deion Sanders is trying to have towards his team, right? It's very clear that he's trying to, by the looks of it, you know, really instill some sort of culture. And I think some of the biggest issues and some of the biggest hurdles he's going to have to do or deal with is the fact that he's doing it through the transfer portal, right? He's doing something that's historically been a, you know, build program, get a guy from local area, have a strong basis of your recruit guys be from your home state or adjacent, have a few, you know, big chip guys, and you go from there, right? You build off having a great culture and maybe some great staple stars, and you go and you run for that championship. This is not the 70s and 80s no more. This is not the 90s no more. You can't have a star running back, a star DB, and a nasty a few defensive tackles, and then you're gonna go on a run. All right, you gotta form the Avengers. It's a team sport, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be strapping up at every time and understand that in the wild world of where people can transfer in, out, left, and right, and sideways, I think Deion Sanders is more than understanding and more than capable of being able to handle a former 5-star transferring out. All the different names transferring out. Look, I got plenty of other people transferring out. South Dakota, people were talking crap. Florida offensive lineman transferring out. They had a few more guys. I think they had a receiver, some quarterbacks, plenty of guys transferring out, right? Plenty of guys getting up out of there, right? So I don't want it to be this odd, crazy thing that we're looking at and thinking that and thinking that this is some sort of indication that Deion Sanders is off the rails and off the rolls and losing anything that he's got going on. Now, I do want to talk about this thing just because we're already talking about the transfer portal. It's transfer season, right? Just as a tie-in to this, Caden Proctor is officially transferred back to Alabama. And if y'all don't know the story, I'll give it to you real quick. Caden Proctor, originally from Iowa, played a full year at Alabama. I believe a true freshman as well. End of the season, hey, what's it called? I'm about to say Kirby Smart. Nick Saban leaves. Boom, you transfer back to your home state. No problem. One of the transfers that, hey, this actually makes sense. You're going back to your home place. This is a mass change up in one of a cornerstone team that was looked at as a dynasty for the last decade of college football. Makes sense. Cool. Until about a few months later, after being on the intramural team and accepting some big buck 6-figure NIL deals from Iowa, right? He pieces back up out of there. We heard like a month ago he's going to transfer back to Alabama. This is the confirmation of that. This is the officialization of that because the new transfer window just opened. So as we get deeper into this, the conversations will start to build and start to get a little crazier. So I just want to make sure that we put a bow on this. This is happening. He got the money. He got up out of there. And we're starting to hear that this might be something that big name transfers just do. They come in, they get their bag, and then they going to float up out of there. This is what happens in the wild world of NIL, man. But hey, you get in the comments, let me know how you feeling. How you feeling about Colorado? How you feeling about Deion Sanders? You think Deion Sanders can effectively and efficiently build a program, rebuild a program through the transfer portal? It's never been done. It hasn't been done because of how new the new stipulations for the rules and transfer portal are. But I don't know, man. I'm liking them new jerseys, them new uniforms. I like a hot step with prime time, man. But you be amazing. You be blessed. You be great. Leave a like on this video if you like it. Leave a dislike on this video if you don't like it, man. Leave a comment telling me why you hate it, why you don't like it. Subscribe if you want to join the tribe, man. We'll see you next time. All right. What is the next thing we're doing? I think I want to hop right into this Skip Bayless thing. Skip Bayless has reached the top level of insignificance. He's reaching for so many available clicks that are out there. This naked mole rat Keebler elf mixture has really reached the bottom of the barrel, and now he's tugging at the man with amazing hats and trying to see what he can soak up out of it. But it's over. It's done. The career, the relevance, the thing, the person, the entity we knew, Skip Bayless, is over. It's a sad day for any person who really enjoys annoying people, because we're starting to see that from a lot of different angles, Skip Bayless and the, maybe not even the empire, but the era of sports media that he represented, right, as the bastion, the pole jockey, if you will, of certain ex-NBA stars. However you feel about the naked mole rat, the Keebler elf, the waxed piece of radish root, however you feel about Scipio Bayless, I want you to know that before we mince words, before we talk about it, before we get into this video of Cam Newton speaking on how something friendly in the sports media, an olive branch, if you will, a time to reflect and become a new version of yourself, Skip Bayless, someone who is notorious for disrespecting and getting on the bad side of athletes. A time when he was able to have an opportunity to connect with a now rising star in sports media specifically, because we know what that boy did on the football field, sports media specifically, Cam Newton. And his oddities, his weirdness, his sliminess, the same feelings that Shannon Sharpe probably made Shannon Sharpe happy to be forced out of Fox, are some of the things that are going to allude to Cam Newton saying some of the things and viewing some of the things. And I really hope that this ends in more of a joking manner, right? Because they were talking about doing some, what's it called? Shoot around, yada, 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 right? For a good time. And, hey, we'll do it for a charity or whatever their kind of competition they were going to do. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was nice. Again, someone like Skip Bayless was notorious for being awful and disrespectful to the players that he covers. I thought it'd be great, but it seems like he's already burnt that bridge. It seems that Cam Newton has caught on to the irrelevance and the fact that all he needs is clicks as Cam Newton learns and gains even more clicks through the things and ventures that he's going through. So let's hear Mr. Cameron Newton, NFL MVP, talk about the naked mole rat and a possible strange situation.
Dear Cameron Newton, I do believe I can beat you. No joke. No laugh until you cry. I do. But you are right about this. That was just me and my wife Ernestine in that little gymnasium. There was not 100 million people watching you lose a Super Bowl on television. Another 100,000.
Pause it right there.
Yeah.
Absolute cock mode.
All right, Skip.
I just, before, just as an aside, I just hate the fact that we can't even talk about Cam Newton, the NFL MVP, national championship winning, Heisman championship winning. I forget if he won the Heisman. He's won so much shit. I forgot. We can't even talk about this 6'5" superhuman of an athlete without, oh my God, remember when he didn't fall on the fumble one time? Like, I'm sorry that he went 15-1 in a regular season in the NFL and we just forget about that. I get that. He didn't win. He didn't get there. But God damn, he's gone farther than a lot of people with gold jackets have gotten. He's gotten awards that people with gold jackets don't have. So the fact that that's the one thing that y'all remember over an illustrious NFL career where he was sprung into a dog shit organization and was literally thrust upon to be the Superman of the Carolinas, right? We're not going to mince words and act like one fucking game summed up his whole legacy, but y'all will. So it is what it is.
You started, I'm about to finish it.
Oh.
Skip Bayless needs Cameron Newton. Think about it. I seen a report that said that Skip Bayless's ratings has failed drastically week after week after week after week. Now, Peggy, I ask you the question. Who can give Skip Bayless them ratings sitting across from him on that desk?
Yeah, you're going to give him the ratings. You're going to boost him up.
This is not to shun Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, or anybody else that's a part of that undisputed. This ain't about y'all. This is about Skip Bayless and understanding the tactics that he's trying to go about.
He falling and he can't get up.
He's trying to play me in an irrelevant basketball game where it initially started with me going back and saying, hey, Skip, if you can't do it, shut up. True shit.
That's facts.
And he can't do it. Somehow or another, we done got into a week after week, week after week, week after week. He's saying something. I said that I'll play him, but then I had to realize and say, Skip don't really want to play me. Skip just want ratings from a failing show.
He don't want to play you. He trying to play you. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's mentioning the Super Bowl. He's mentioning Von Miller. He's mentioning these different things about previous coaches having input. That's not what he's trying to stay relevant, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't about basketball, Skip. Skip need book. Skip needs book. And we have a clip here. Skip Bayless's Undisputed Show is currently averaging the smallest audience since it returned from hiatus last September, per Sports Media Watch.
Now, this is something that, if you're familiar with my channel, we have talked about in pretty deep detail. We've actually gone into the actual numbers, the graphs, the charts, all the beef in between that goes in between it. And it's pretty alarming, to say the least. Like no joke, big dog. Like, he is record low levels of the show since inception. The show has not gotten ratings low, like value of rating wise, and views this low, I think, in almost a decade. So this is like an 8-7 year era where we're just seeing a complete fall off of everything that has been the culmination of Skip Bayless's career. And can we be honest before we finish this off? Skip Bayless is like 70 years old. Like, it's okay for him to wrap it up. I don't think we're gonna call it unsuccessful. I think you're just old as absolute piss water, and you need to go on, boy. Goddamn, that was a ghost.
Don't get mad at me, Skip. Get mad at Sports Media Watch for reporting this. The show averaged fewer than 50,000 viewers leading into the NCAA Sweet 16. Peggy, we averaged that, and I am the only sole proprietor of 4th and 1 and Funky Friday. So this ain't with Fox, this ain't with Viacom, this ain't with Disney, this ain't with ESPN. This is just me saying, hey, go watch my show.
Yeah, he got a whole machine.
And you got a whole gallon of gasoline to pour on your little flicker, and you can't boost no ratings or no numbers.
I don't want to steal Cam's whole beef, right? And because he's gonna, to be honest with you, he's gonna get into a lot of the same sentiments that I've had on this, on Skip Bayless on this channel, and the hindsight being the point that he's making right now. The most disgusting, glaring thing about Skip Bayless's failure is the fact that he's doing so in a way with almost unlimited resources, right? He's not like, okay, take Stephen A. Smith, for example. Okay? It's hard for an older person to navigate, and Stephen A. Smith is more of an unk than he is an old as shit, but still, it's harder for an older person to navigate some of the social medias and different landscapes of the modern way that people consume their media, if you will, right? But Stephen A. Smith seems to go about it in a way that even through his shortcomings, and we can clearly see that he does not know how to use Twitter or read half the teleprompters that's going on, whoever his team is and whoever's working with him, whoever's running the Twitter, is doing so in a way that still keeps his same brand voice of Stephen A. Smith. It allows Stephen A. Smith to be interactive with the content and be relevant enough to get clicks. But Skip Bayless' old ass, I don't blame him. He's just old as dirt. I feel like he's aged out of the point where he can even give the credence or give the energy to do such a thing, to actually interact with the would-be audience that he at one point had. I look, in the grand scheme of things, like I said, like I alluded to, Skip Bayless's career life, it cannot be, at least from what I can see from the outside, it can't be summed up as a failure, right? It can be more so summed up as a long career, ebbs and flows, and in which a majority of it you played this villainous, quote unquote villainous. And nobody's like afraid of Big Bad Skippy, that shaved nutsack that is Skippy Bayless. No one fears him, but more so in the way that, the bad take machine that was allowed to be shitted on from across the land. But I appreciate it. I appreciate what Skip's done. But this is a real nail in the coffin that even what I thought is a pretty good idea, trying to collaborate with Cam Newton, trying to get into a little friendly conversation, Skip Bayless is so disingenuous, ungenuine, however you say it, however you need to say it, that even Cam Newton won't even accept it or really play into it because of the awful way that you handle yourself, Skip. It's cooked. It's over. You did it. You don't know how to operate in these lands, in these ways, in these streets, and we'll be singing you a sayonara. But ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you having a good time and coming and watch this video. Please watch the full video at Cam Newton. He does some great things over there. New age media is media. Again, rip to big bad ball sack that is Skip Bayless. You have a phenomenal day. Leave a like on this video if you like it. Leave a dislike on this video if you don't like it. Leave a comment. Tell me why you hated it, why you loved it. Subscribe if you want to join the tribe, man. And we'll see you next time. Dang. I'm out here sipping on meringue pie. Like I got a thigh back around like the mind with the eye. Oh man, who got the Zam? Oh, they got draft stuff. Okay. Boom, a little bit of that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Jordan Matthews. I like Jordan Matthews. I might watch one of these videos, man. I might want to get into one of them videos, man. What do I got over here? I got some. This dude's hilarious. Ooh. Actually, want to do both of these. I want to do both of these. Both of these are fire. That's also fire. Here's what we'll do. We'll go here with it, with the Shador stuff, right? Talk to me. Stay with me now. And if we have too much time on our hand, we'll hop right into here. We'll wrap it up and we'll make it a big dealio familia with the Helio, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't think they're ready, man. I don't think they're ready, man. I really don't think they're ready, man. Sorry. I had an ant run across the dang thing. These ants trying to take over. All right, let's hop into this. Let's really get started, man. Let's get lit as a tip, man. Let's really get opping and bopping and ropping like my name is Oppenheimer. Where Deion Sanders decides his kids will go will probably be where they'll go. Now, to be honest with you, I think Deion Sanders is a reasonable and realistic person. So understand that his forecast and his forecast. We're going to restart that little recording here. Deion Sanders is a man who has his toes. I'm not going to make another toe joke, please. He has his fingers deeply entrenched into the world of the NFL. So if he says something's going to happen, more than likely, something's going to happen, right? If he says that his sons and his possible groomed, not in that way, P. Diddy, groomed 5-star cornerback that he took from the JUCO level up to the Power 5 level, if he decides that these two individuals will be going in the first round, who am I to say that he ain't right? That's prime time. Look, man, we've gotten to the point and area of hating on Deion Sanders where I feel like we don't look at him as Deion Sanders anymore. We look at him as the player of the game, right? A player of the game of college football. In the same way that we would make fun of the Hugh Freezes and the Jimbo Fishers of the world, Deion Sanders seems to be getting his own level of hot-seated hatred from a lot of different individuals, and we're not going I'm not going to point any fingers at the top. They're doing it, but what we will do is really stay focused on the facts and the figures. And the fact and the figure is that Deion Sanders is a very controversial person. He's a person that produces the clicks. Hey, why do you think I'm yelling at a mic? You're looking at this sub 10K channel trying to survive off the back of Sanders' name. I'm not going to lie to you, son. We know what we're doing here. But what we're not going to do is pretend as if that man isn't a legend, as if that man doesn't have a lot of credence to what he says. So when he makes certain conversations about a Shador Sanders, a Shiloh Sanders, a Travis Hunter, the big three, no Drake, calm down, of the Colorado franchise, and are really the big three of what I would say is Deion Sanders offerings to the college football world. When those three, and if those three, when those three get drafted to the NFL, I think it's going to be a real reflection on what he is as a coach, right? College coaches are vetted and their legacy can be molded in a lot of different ways. I think college coaches in a lot of different sports as well, also in basketball too. Some coaches win championships. Some coaches have great culture. Some coaches send lots and lots of players to the National Football League. Nick Saban does all of them. That's why he's the GOAT, right? So to add some credence to that, to add some validity to him being a real true college football, I don't want to say GOAT, but someone to be reckoned with in the world of college football as a coach, This is going to be a very important thing. So with the things and the sayings and him blowing up and prepping up and saying that Shedeur should go here and Shiloh's going to go there and Shiloh's a first-round talent, Shedeur is a top 5 talent, I'll be honest with you. Shedeur is a top 15 if the quarterback class stays as bad as it is right now. He's a top 15 draft pick. Travis Hunter, if he gets 15 more pounds, he's a top 20 draft pick. Shiloh Sanders is a day 2 guy. And I actually don't say that to disrespect Shiloh Sanders. I think that's kind of boosting Shiloh Sanders because when you turn on the tape, he's actually really physical. He's not afraid to tackle. But, just some size things, some technique things, and a little bit more speed and probably a little more ball skills. It's a lot to be desired from Shiloh, but then again, he is a big leader on the team. But let's get into what Cam has to say about it. If you have a little more time, we'll get into what Darian Bates has to say about it. But I really feel like it's interesting that this conversation so close to the actual NFL draft is reappearing and repopulating, and I want to kind of see what angle Mr. Cameron Newton's attacking it from. You feel me? Come on, man. Let's do it.
Ideal landing spot for Shedeur would be.
Atlanta.
They just gave first cousins all that money.
We'll figure all that other out. You ever heard of dead cap?
Yeah, the Broncos got $85 million.
We'll figure all that other out. If Prime can get Shedeur in Atlanta, but let me tell you something. All businesses, including Magic City, will be appreciative of that damn pick right there. Real talk. So these are the things but I don't think he'll be a top 4 pick as he was on record of saying.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I remember having a conversation with Deshaun Watson when he got drafted because Deshaun, just alike with Justin Fields, they came through my 707 program.
Right.
And I had
Both are from Georgia, one from Gainesville, and I think from Kennesaw.
Yes, sir. He went to not Roswell. Harrison, correct. And I remember telling them, you're in the best situation than any other of the quarterbacks.
What do you think an ideal landing spot for Shedeur would be?
And I think it's interesting from his perspective, right? And I appreciate his perspective, right? And I feel like that's why it's so important to get like perspectives from people who have actually been to that level. And I don't mean just to the NFL level, right? Oh, I've played NFL quarterback. I'm talking about to the level of notoriety that Shedeur has, right? I'm not sure if y'all don't get this, but right, we were having this conversation about Caitlin Clark, she lost, but she's on here and she's in SNL and all this other stuff. It's like, yeah, man, she the big ticket getter, man. Like, if you a big ticket getter, if you put butts in seats, I'm sorry, you're one of the top 10. Conor McGregor coming back June 29th. That boy lost most of the matches he's been back in. Is the most electrifying person to step into an 8-side octagonal ring. When are people going to understand that sports entertainment is sports entertainment? Okay? Right? So, Shedeur going to Atlanta is perfect for, like you said, all the people in Atlanta, the world of Atlanta, the movers and shakers and trying to get a little bread in the way that they do it down there, not to mention the links and ties that his father already has down there with them dirty bars. That's an awful way to say that. Don't let me ever say something like that again. It makes sense. It's 2 and 2 together. Look, man, I'm okay being honest with saying that. Again, go to the Falcons, bro. Go make a bunch of money. Make you another cool 10 to 15, 30, 50 million as Deion Sanders' son, just in case we don't pan out, right? Just in case we don't get our discipline with our footwork better. Just in case we don't get better at working through our progression. Now, he did say it's because of option routes. But look, man, you're gonna notice that I'm a Deion Sanders guy. I'm a Colorado guy. I'm a Shedeur Sanders guy. What I'm not gonna do is not be critical of these guys, right? Cause I think that's just not fair to them. I don't think it's fair as me, someone who's supporting them. I don't think it's fair to people like Coach JB. Right? Shout out Coach JB, man. He just does great things and loves to cock munch Colorado. He just came up while I was thinking about this. While I was thinking about Shador, I was thinking about Shiloh, and I was thinking about fake coaches, right? And fake coaches compared to real coaches. And I think even talks like this, right? Cam Newton speaking on Deion Sanders' sons. I feel like a fake coach with no recognition like Coach JB, it can rub people the wrong way, get you doing crazy things, acting out of frame. But I'm happy things are the way they are, man. Send Shador to Atlanta. Let him cop a few 100,000. Let him be the ambassador for Maybachs, and we'll go from there, man. But you, good soul, you have a fantastic day. You have a great day. You leave a like on this video if you liked it. Leave a dislike on this video. If you didn't like it, leave a comment on this video if there's any issues and situations and problems. Okay? And we'll see you next time. We'll see you on the right time. And we'll see you the only time it matters. Okay? Did I tell you like it? Subscribe if you want to join the tribe. Subscribe if you want to join the tribe. Alright, man. You'll be easy, be breezy, be beautiful. Cover girl. I'm covering the world. Alright, it's time to get to the WNBA portion of this. Oh, and we also got to do Aaron Rodgers. WNBA and Aaron Rodgers, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, you know what I mean? We're going to wrap it up. I think this is solid. We got 3 vids knocked out. Shit. I'm a money fiend. I'm sorry, I kind of disappeared on you. Yeah. It's very interesting to me, and not in a racial way, not in a lady way, but just in a very obvious way, right? You have these people who've been banging this drum about this ideal and this thing and this bit of adversity or just pure injustice. Hey, it's not the way it should be. Hey, it's not the way. Hey, listen to us. It's not the way it should be. But in the end of the day, the people are going to decide when they really want to start listening. Doesn't really matter how you have the message or who is the messenger. It really just depends on what the messenger receiver wants to accept. Look, Caitlin Clark is a generational athlete. And I don't say that lightly. I say that as someone who is a pioneer in the world that she happens to land in, whether it be the WNBA, whether it be ladies hoops. I'm not saying she's the first of her kind. I'm not saying she's even the best of the best and most talented, because I'm not a ladies hoops expert. But what we're witnessing from Caitlin Clark is an absolute amazing impact of the game. And the reason why it's also amazing is because of her running mates. The what's her name? Miss Buckets of the world, Paige Buckets, Buchanan's. I don't know. I can't pronounce words, man. I can barely spell. Angel Reese's, Flage, Carmela Cardoza. Obviously, a lot of people and a lot of ladies who recently entered the draft. With all the storylines of this most recent ladies tournament, it seems that more people than I've ever seen, that I've ever recognized, are not just watching women's hoops, but are locked into the world of women's basketball. Again, in a way, in a fever that I've never seen. I'm talking about regular life, every day, hey, XYZ. Because, something happens on the internet, it's not always happening in real life. This is an internet phenomenon, Facebook. This is a regular thing. I don't be on Facebook. I don't want to lie to you, man. I really don't be on Facebook. But my point being, all these eyes have somehow come to the same exact it's actually kind of crazy when you think about the same thing that women in basketball have been asking for decades now. That they've been saying, hey, this is the problem, this is the issue, we would like to get this handled in any way, shape, or formation. This is ridiculous. Decades later, now that people are actually watching and they care to look at the talent that there is. It took a generational talent, multiple generational talents, because Angel Reese isn't really a purely hoops type of lady. She's more of a generational villain, if you will, right? And Caitlin Clark plays that heroic role. No racial. But you get what I'm trying to say. It took all these eyes, record-breaking numbers, viewership rise from these ladies. It took all of that for people to all say, wow, these just ain't getting paid nothing. They're like, nothing. They're broke. Look at these ladies. They don't 70,000. Yes, yeah. They're making about the entry level of a marketing manager. Yep. And hey, entry level marketing manager up to about a top tier marketing manager. Like we're 100,000 when we hit that option. I think the conversation about Caitlin Clark and about everything, we should not stifle it. We should not. I saw somebody. Let me come down here. I think it's down here, right here. Oh my God, she's on SNL, but she lost. She's on SNL, but she lost. She's the one selling tickets, man. She's the reason why so many people are looking at these numbers, these pitiful ass 4-year numbers, and they're like, what the fuck? 70,000? My nigga, this is pre-tax. Nah, she is in Indiana, so their tax is probably like 2% because all I got is fucking cows and winds and colts out there. But, nigga, 76? She just broke the NCAA basketball, women's, men's, parallelogram, whatever, scoring record. She's going to, her jersey numbers are already breaking records for the Indiana Fever. And she gonna be making what the hardest working salesman in your small town can pull in, plus commissions. You know what I'm saying? Like what? And I've never been someone who's opposed to the woman, wanting to get a fair act, because from what I understand, it's not really them trying to get a bunch of money and all these millions and thousands of dollars. They're not trying to get contracts that look like the men. They're just trying to get contracts worth their time, right? Let's take a step back. We get why the NBA and the NFL have these big giant inflated contracts. They're making a lot of money. But if what the WNBA is trying to represent, right, is for these ladies to be professional athletes, to travel like professional athletes, right, to all these places, to play, to take care of their bodies, like to train, to do all these things and to commit like professional athletes, most of this salary is going to be gone. Just what you think maintenance is for a professional athlete, because the WNBA ain't paying them shit for maintenance, ain't giving them nothing to recover, ain't giving them nothing to be athletes and what they need to maintain themselves. Not to mention, fuck, even regular NBA players. This is not guys. LeBron is an anomaly. 10 years is crazy in the league. And he's on 21. So let's assume most people, might not as brutal as the NFL, but let's assume most WNBA players, and it's way more brutal over there. Just to let y'all know, From the research I've been doing, some stars don't even make cuts over there in WNBA because of how short their rosters are because they can't afford to pay people. I'm sorry, it's crazy. It always comes back to it. Just they ain't got no money because the NBA, I guess, don't want to give them money to do that. I don't know. I don't know what the whole situation is, but I just think it's crazy, so crazy. Again, I'm not no WNBA guy. I'm not smart. I'm whatever. Let's see what Jamal said. I'm already annoyed, right? And these are kind of the sentiments. Jamel Hill is an individual of certain individuals. Actually, we're gonna end here. We'll make 70K as a rookie. Wemby just made 12 million as a rookie. Need to fix this shit. Like, no shit. I'm already annoyed about this conversation because for years WNBA players have fought for more money, and when they were outspoken, so many of y'all told them to shut up and remind them how they had no value. Blah, 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 blah. Further context, the salary is for 4 months of basketball, 40 games. Players also receive a free apartment plus car. That doesn't make the salaries acceptable. But now you know why so many women's players play overseas to supplement their income, which is a real thing. That's why a lot of players go over there. Weaponizing this information against the WNBA players is another form of, okay, well, I get it. I'm sure it is, Jamel, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's hear Bill Burr say what's on it.
None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what Bill Burr is going to get in, women need to support the WNBA because it's women playing sports. And that's all fine and dandy, but it's not all dudes that watch football, right? It's mostly dudes. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But it's because mostly dudes watch sports, not because mostly dudes watch dude sports. That don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? A majority of dudes watch women beat the fuck out of each other in women MMA. You saying women need to support the women MMA? No, they're on the same card as the men. They're not treated as this extra special thing where people have to no. So Bill Burr, hilarious. The jokes are great. But this is clearly just a situation where people weren't able to see the product. And now that people are seeing the fucking product, people are enjoying women's basketball. Y'all didn't even know y'all enjoyed women's basketball because all y'all did was bitch, moan, and complain about how boring it was without watching this shit because you couldn't fucking see it. But what am I to know? Who am I to know? Who am I to say, man? All I really want you to know, right? So I want you to have a blessed day. I want you to have a great day. I want you to be amazing. I want you to like this video. Or dislike this video if you don't like the video. I do need you to leave a comment telling why you didn't like the video, why you did like the video. Subscribe if you want to join the tribe, man. We'll see you the next time the wind shines and the wind blows and the crows. Oh, you know. All right, last things last. Let's hop into. Oh, this is not what I need. You got what I need, and you say she's like a 10. Whoa, you say she's like a 10. Oh, baby, you got what I Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was live. I'm so sorry if you're watching this. Why are you watching this this late on the re-recording, pal? Hope you're having a great day, though, if you are. Hope you're being phenomenal. I'm just looking for this one specific video. Oh, yeah, shout out to Brock Bowers. Dudes and athletes, huh? What was I looking for? Oh, freaking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is what I'm looking for. Excuse me, miss. Okay, this is NBC. Is NBC gonna clap my I have no idea. I don't know how NBC. I don't know how NBC gets down, man. I don't know how NBC gets down, man. We're just gonna go. We'll start like this. Yeah, we'll start like this. Look, Aaron Rodgers throws the greatest football human beings have ever said. So I'm gonna have to be able, and we as a collective group of humanity, we're gonna have to accept some crazy things, right? I was about to say Kai Cenat. What I meant was Kai, Irving, right? Aaron Rodgers, right? Same individuals. Amazing with their hands, with the balls in their hand. Okay, pause. Aaron Rodgers is a generational talent at the quarterback position. I think that's undeniable. I think if you watch him throw foosballs for long enough, you're going to be like, wow, how is that legal? I know. I don't understand it. Apparently, he's been getting his superpowers from locking himself in damp, dark closets and drinking terrible tasting tea. But we'll get into that another day. Today, we're going to get into something a little more tame, like him talking about conspiracies of highly contractable diseases. I know, very light today. We're going to start out with something. Now, Aaron Rodgers seems to really be on a quest to show the world, to show America why his family hates him so much, right? You're just trying to be as obnoxious and annoying of a person as you possibly can be. Even if he does believe in some of these crazier things and stereotype conspiracy theories, it seems that he really wants to go about putting those things out to people in the worst way possible. And I like that. Hey, I can get behind that. I can get behind complete self-sabotage through what you want to get going on. But seeing it happen in full display is quite the alarming matter. This little doozy here, right? We talked about jabs and stabs and wabs, but it seems like Aaron Rodgers is no new conspiracy theorist. Oh, no. Just because in the 2020s and 2021s, a lot more people were awakened to him not just being an asshole, but also being a conspiratorial asshole. It seems that it don't just stop there, because he's got theories a boatload of. Now, this is NBC, right? I'm going to pop out of this, scroll down, right? So we're not looking directly into the eyes of this ayahuasca man, just in case, because we're on live stream, just in case NBC likes to pop, pack, and bag people up. Let's see what 3-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, Rodgers Balake has to say about HIV.
The game plan was made in the 80s. Create a pandemic, with a virus that's going wild, right? Fauci was given like over $350 million to research this, to come up with drugs, new or repurposed, to handle the AIDS pandemic. And all they came up with was AZT. And if you do even a smidge of research, and I know I'm not a, epidemiologist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an immunologist, whatever the fuck. I can read though, right? And I can learn and look things up just like any normal person. I can do my own research, which was so vilified, to even question authority. But that was the game plan back then. Great.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm so sick of millionaires getting on podcasts talking about, you gotta question authority. Well, I mean, I guess because you're a millionaire, you have an enormous amount of time. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, you have an enormous amount of time to research about horse tranquilizers. Yeah, I do. But for most people, you should probably trust the fucking scientists. I know that's so fucking crazy. That's such a hard concept. Now I get that the FDA, some of our scientists, they're in the pockets and of certain people. But again, if we're talking about just staying healthy, if we're talking about avoiding certain things, I don't know why it has to be this big conspiratorial effort. It always feels like we're just these, or in Aaron Rodgers' case, this so smarter than everybody situation. And look, I'm sure that the government did some crazy shit with AIDS. I'm sure that they instilled it. I don't doubt these things. My issue is the fact that he has to say these things in such a victimhood way, right? Why, if you are so vindicated in the things that you know, and you're true about your truth, you shouldn't feel crazy being called crazy. Because if you're not, you're not. If these are the things you believe, you believe. If you want to sip tea randomly, right, in dark, dank rooms, you should be happy with that.
An environment where only one thing works. Back then, AZT. Now, remdesivir until we get a vaccine. Which, by the way, Anthony Fauci had stake in the Moderna vaccine. And we know Pfizer is one of the most criminally corrupt organizations ever. The fine they paid was the biggest in the history of the DOJ in 2009. Like, what are we talking about? We're going to put our full trust in science that can't be questioned.
Oh, okay, he's done. All right. Yeah, I just don't know what his obsession with these certain things are, especially because besides his own research, quote unquote, he doesn't seem to be doing anything to help educate others. He doesn't seem to be doing anything to outreach to others. He doesn't seem to be doing anything effective besides this weird defending, right? And I'm happy he brought up Pfizer. I'm happy he brought up Fauci. I'm happy he brought up these very lukewarm takes on the things that are corrupt. We know that these things are corrupt. We know that these things have issues. But you, again, as a millionaire, multimillionaire quarterback, we're talking about answers to a pandemic, or a panoramic, I should say. Sitting down and thinking about it and kumbayaing and let's all get together and put our thinking caps on, guys, so we can formulate this. It just doesn't work. So yeah, people are going to get fucked over. But some people... and more people might be able to survive. And some people might be able to get through it in a better way. And some people who died during COVID would have died during the flu too. So I don't understand. I don't understand what this obsession is. I don't understand how we've gotten so far that now he's saying that HIV and AIDS is also directly linked to Dr. Fauci. I think he might be a little obsessed with Dr. Fauci and is trying to vilify him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And even if it comes, I'm sure that this can all be rectified and true. What I'm saying is that I don't think the Fauci guy, I don't think the doctor, the scientist is the one that's doing it. I think it's the company, buddy. I think Aaron Rodgers is, him and all of his CTE ways, it's like he's so close to doing the thing that he actually wants to do. He's so close in actually, coming out on the right people. But instead, you attack the doctor. If you're smart enough, you know that these companies use the doctors as scapegoats, right? To personify these ideas, to make jockheads like you come out on them and say, oh, yeah, you're the one who wanted to do it. It was Dr. Fauci. You said the government. Stick on the government, pal. It's the government. Oh, well, Pfizer's doing this. No, it's not Pfizer. It's the government allowing it. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers might be right. I'm hoping he's right in everything. But it's clear the way that he goes about doing things, the fact that he has done nothing to enact any change except for, again, go in damp closets and do awful tasting tea. I can't really, believe or say or think that he wants to do anything for true change when it comes to these things that he seems to be so passionate about. But I appreciate him throwing a phenomenal football because, my God, is that thing great, boy. So good. But you know what's better and what's gooder and what's better and netter and letter and redder? You, man. Because you're the best in the business, all right? You're the best there ever is, there was, there ever will be, man. And I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you were here. Please leave a like on this video if you like it. Leave a dislike on this video if you don't like it. Leave a comment. Tell me why you hated it so much, my guy. Subscribe to join the tribe. We'll see you next time, big dog.